Things might get weird.
Yeah.
Welcome to our life.
Welcome back to another episode of the Hewlett House Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Yay.
Yay. You like how I did that?
It's a good day. Yeah, that was. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, whatever time of day it is. That's why podcasting is awesome. Podcasts are awesome. You just listen when you can and when you want.
Right? I told that to Kirsty today, my cousin, on Marco Polo. I was like, Marco Polo is nice because I can just sit and talk, and you can just listen to it whenever you can. It's not, we don't have to be like having a conversation.
Yeah.
We can converse when it is convenient for both of us.
Like texting.
No, because
better.
then you have to type it all out.
I got you.
You know? That
Do you
takes
feel
longer.
like Marco Polo has made you a better podcaster?
Probably. Honestly, I've thought of that. I wonder.
Feel better on camera? More natural?
Yeah,
Better presentation skills?
probably.
Do you work on them?
No.
Good. You shouldn't. You should just be you.
I should.
No, you shouldn't. That's great. We record this with an iPad, so I'm not,
Too worried?
too worried about it.
I'm not either. I'm in my
As long
pajamas
as you're
today.
in your natural element.
You're welcome. Post-church pajama.
You're welcome. If you're listening to this and you haven't rated, reviewed, or followed or shared our show, please do.
That sounded so professional. We should clip that and use it on all of them.
Just give us a 5-star on whatever thing you're on. And don't think
Please.
someone else is going to do it. Just do it. If you're on here listening, 5-star it. Please.
Thank you.
If you don't want to 5-star it, don't leave a review.
5 or nothing.
But you can listen if you want, I guess.
He didn't just like to tell people what to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty bossy.
Best.
Can I jump into the good news?
I would love to hear some good news.
This is a sad, cute story. So it starts out sad because a newborn was left in a Florida rescue station and adopted by the firefighter who found her. She looks really cute.
Which is the happy part.
Which is the happy part. So I guess there's this, I didn't know this, but apparently there's a service that is outside these fire departments, in Florida at least, and people can drop their babies off if they don't feel like they can take care of them. And it's called...
Didn't they call it like a drop?
Safe Haven Baby Box, I think is what
Box.
they... Yeah, Safe Haven Baby Box outside. So one firefighter was pulling an overnight shift at his station in Ocala, Florida, when he heard an alarm go off. It wasn't the sign to jump into the engine and rev up the sirens. Rather, it was an alarm that someone had abandoned a child in the Safe Haven Baby Box. Believing it might be a false alarm, the man went outside to check. Lying there wrapped in a pink blanket was a little baby girl. This is what he said. She had a little bottle with her, and she was just chilling, he said. I picked her up and held her. We locked eyes, and that was it. I've loved her ever since that moment. He said her name is Zoe. His name is anonymous for family and privacy reasons. As it happened, this firefighter had been trying to have a baby with his wife for a decade without any luck, and he had the feeling that she'd be on board with the idea his bursting heart was concocting on that fateful early morning. So I guess when people drop off a baby, they have to immediately take it to the hospital to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
So they did that, and then he explained that he and to the hospital, or to the baby box service, I guess, that he and his wife had been trying for a decade and completed all the classes that the state of Florida required, and were registered to adopt. It's kind of cool, huh?
That is cool. It's cool that it worked out, the system, because I know the system can be kind of finicky or whatever. I'm glad
Yeah,
it's cool that it
that's
worked
way
out
cool.
that he was able to.
All we needed was a child. He said his wife cried when she heard the news, and despite his pleas to remain calm, it was January 4th, just 2 days after finding her in the box, and she was at home with them en route for an official April adoption. So I guess it was pretty quick. I guess a few months. It's not like crazy fast, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why it even takes a few months, but I guess you have to make sure the parent doesn't come back, and man, what a mess, I guess. But that's so much better than having people that deal with abortion or dropping it off somewhere else, or
Well, and that's
awesome.
Um, that might make it not good news moment.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
It's sweet. It's sweet when it turns out like this. So.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Anyway,
Thanks.
job.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's crazy
cute.
that all worked out, but that's awesome.
Yep.
I love it.
All the crazy stuff always happens in Florida, by the way. I feel like we could do it. Have we talked about this before?
I don't know, but I was just talking to our brother-in-law last night, and we were just like, we should just up and move and do something. And he was listing off different places that like our families should go and move together, and he said Florida, and he said Hayden will never move there.
If I can help it, I won't. There's parts of Florida I have been.
You always say this. You're like, all the craziest things happen in Florida.
They do. If there's crazy stuff on the news, find out where it's at, and there's a 75% chance it happened in Florida. Here's why. You have every stereotype lives in Florida. You have, all the New Yorkers want to go and retire there, so they do. So you have a bunch of rich New Yorker people. You have like the hills have eyes people. Like the swamp people that live out in the freaking redneck middle of nowhere that are, what are the ones, what is that movie that we actually haven't seen yet? Texas Chainsaw Massacre type people, right? You have people from South America, Latin America that come in and live there. Miami, we've experienced that.
Welcome to Miami.
It was crazy. I think I almost got in a fight with some guy some Spanish guy in a subway eatery. He was like, he was talking in Spanish by himself, which why I even piped in and said anything is so dumb of me, but I just remember being like, why is he talking down to the staff so bad just in Spanish and nobody's really listening to him? So I snapped at him in Spanish and he kind of like shut up for a second, and some freaking rip dude in front of me was like, oh, so he kind of was laughing. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have said anything. I'm like, hopefully this guy gets my back if this guy's crazy. You know? I think he was just a crazy person, but I've had other wild experiences out. I was actually in Florida when, if anybody heard the story of the homeless man that was on drugs and came out naked and ate some dude's face off, another homeless guy's face off, the bath salt story.
Maybe you just had bad experiences.
I was in Florida working when that happened. And then I actually had a nice day at the beach in Florida one time and was driving back to our hotel and saw a dude die on a motorcycle. And I'm just like, this is not my place. This is not where I'm supposed to be.
Not for you.
God does not want me here.
So many signs.
So many signs. So that's why, okay, Floridians, if you're out there, I don't dislike you. I actually I've had nice times out there. It's just crazy out there.
Maybe there's a place.
I like your governor
in Florida that you were.
America. Okay, America. But
there it is.
But Utah's better.
Utah.
I could probably do Arizona, Nashville. At times in my life, could have done California, but their place sounds like a crazy place for right now, so I'll stay away.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we are.
There you go. The kid said that they couldn't just move to Nashville; they'd have to go visit first. So, guess we have to go to Nashville.
Too bad they're not 18 and it's not really up to them. So, sucks to be you guys.
Sucks to be me right now.
We'll be here forever.
Forever.
Like Eeyore on Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, just all his little depressed.
Yeah.
That's what he says. Did you hear that?
Yep. Do it again. Oh.
I don't know if
Never mind.
Okay. I don't know.
You don't need to. It's fine.
Thanks.
Tell us about your bad dating. Whoa. Tell us about.
Rewind.
Tell us about your bad dating story, babe. We're going to talk bad dating stories today. We have a few. Jess is going to start with hers.
Yeah, sure.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Was it with me?
No.
Have we had a bad date?
Never.
Shit. All right, go ahead. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm great.
Let's hear all about it. Tell us.
Okay, so I was in high school.
What grade?
Well,
was this
I was on a date, so I was probably like, I was 16.
Is this early dating Jessica, or is this experienced dating Jessica?
I mean, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I was 17. Maybe it was like when we were broken up. Time frame window. Nah. It was
senior
before.
year?
I was 16.
We met when you were 16?
17.
You were 17? No, I was 17.
Oh, yeah. Almost 17.
You were 16 and a half when we met.
Okay.
So it had to be early dating. Okay,
Just
go ahead.
before we met.
Go for it. Whew.
Wow. Glad we got that figured out. Anyway,
Sorry.
so I had been hanging out with my friend and her cousin, and her cousin and I kind of were like, oh, you're cute, you know? And I think he was 2 years older than us. So I think he was a senior. But he was taking flight school at UVU, the local community college, right? While he was still in high school. So he'd been taking flight lessons, blah, blah, blah. Well, he asked me out on a date one night and like kind of alluded that maybe we would go flying. And I was like, oh, sweet. So I get all like in my khaki pants and I have my little high heel, I don't remember like the platform heel shoes.
Yeah.
Anyway, not my flip-flops that I have shown, but they're like shoes. Anyway, so I'm in
Are
khakis.
they platform shoes that are like platforms all the way across?
So it was platform, but it was like a shoe,
the
and then there was a heel still
Okay.
in the back, right?
Okay.
So let's paint a visual here. I'm in my khaki pants, platform high heels, and like a white shirt, right?
Okay.
I show up, and he's like, well, okay, we were going to try and go flying, but the wind is crazy, so they said we can't go. And I'm like, okay. He's like, so my friends are going to the Nutty Putty Caves. Do you want to go? And me just being like, oh, like trying to be easygoing, cool chick, whatever. I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
I think I've heard this story, and I think it was like while I was on my mission, I want to say.
No.
This is like after high school. I'm pretty sure this is a date you did while I was gone.
No, because I didn't
Yeah.
hang out with him then.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This was on a college date?
I went to the Nutty Putty Caves in college, but this was high school.
Oh, okay.
I know for sure. Anyway, so in my get up, he's like, yeah, this outfit's not going to work. So he gets me some like coveralls. So heels and coveralls. So there we go. We're headed out.
You couldn't run to your house and grab a change of clothes or something?
He wasn't like super close to my house. So I was just like, whatever. Yeah, we'll make it work. And his friends were going up. So
way to go.
I was just trying to be easy going and let it happen.
Keyword easy.
Yeah, we all know how easy I was in high school.
Super.
Anyway, so we get in the car and his buddies are in the back. It's the three of them and me, right? We get going.
So it's like a single date, and he's like, hey, we're going to go with my friends.
Now we're hanging out with his buddies. Yeah.
Sweet.
So we're going, and we get going out there. And you know when teenage boys get together, they're like, do dumb things. Well, he's like trying to show off. All of a sudden, we go through these like there's these huge divots in the off-road, because you have to go off-road, off the like main road to get up to the Nutty Putty Caves, right? And so we go off the road and there's these huge divots and he's like, oh my gosh, it'll be so funny. I'm going to go so fast through it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, he like bottoms out. I'm in my seatbelt and my head like almost hits the ceiling. Like we bounced so hard. And all of a sudden we're driving and he gets a flat tire.
Your head hit off the ceiling?
Yeah, I was like everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
You didn't have a seatbelt?
I did. I just really bounced really high.
This guy was trying to kill you. He was trying to take you on an airplane as a new pilot.
I know.
At least he knew it was too windy.
Listen, this is the thing. Thinking back, like...
And the Nutty Putty Caves are actually closed, right? They are closed because a guy got caught in them and died in it and couldn't get out. That would be like... I don't know if I can think of a worse way to die, honestly.
No doubt.
Cut me in half before you put me in that.
I didn't know what it was. And I heard of people going all the time. I was like, sure, yeah, let's do it. Like...
Put me in the Saw movie.
Adult Jessica...
Yeah.
Has so much anxiety about all the things that happened this night. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
But like then as a teenage, like unknown, naive
He had a Jeep?
child,
Sorry, what did he have?
It was like a Ford Explorer Expedition or something, you know?
Okay. So you got a flat tire.
So we get a flat tire.
And you're like, I work at Big O Tires. I know how to fix these.
Yeah. Homie parks sideways on a hill.
Oh, good.
So... we get out. He goes to jack it up.
Did anybody not tell him not to?
No, not
even
soul.
you?
No. I'm just like, what is going on at this point? Jacks it up, slides naturally because gravity, and it punctures into the gas tank.
You're kidding me.
No. This is it.
He punctured his gas tank with the jack?
Yep. Yeah. So, and out there's no cell service, especially back then. Like the cell phones sucked anyway. Like we were lucky that we had them.
Yeah.
Period. Right?
Sure.
So cell service is awful. Punctured gas tank.
So his gas is dripping everywhere.
Yep. So literally, even if we wanted to just try and get out of there.
He's lucky it didn't blow up on him.
Yeah. Like try to get out of there just like crimping or limping on the wheel. We're not doing that. And we're about halfway up there. And I don't know how far it is. I'm assuming it's probably like 2 miles off the beaten path, right? So we're at least a mile in.
Yeah.
Let's just say that's it. Okay. So we're at least a mile in. And so it's either a mile up to the cave or a mile back to the road where it's still out in the middle of nowhere.
And you're in your high heels.
And I'm in my high heels and my sweet coveralls.
Sweet.
With 3 random teenage boys.
Sweet.
So we decide.
Maddie, I will beat you if this ever happens.
We decide up to the cave is better. I'm more likely to find somebody than down at the road.
Okay.
So we hike up to the cave. By this time, it's pitch black.
Nobody has a flashlight?
No, we had our cell phones. But I don't think they
You have to have flashlights if you're going to go hike at night, aren't you?
Well, I didn't know.
In the cave? Did they not have them?
Bro, they're teenage boys.
This sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, so we went up there, and we get there, and there are these guys just getting out of the caves.
Oh, nice.
And so we're like, oh, hey, do you have a cell phone? Or, like, can we, like, get a ride to the main road or something, whatever? And they're like, yeah, sure. They were in a Bronco. And there were 3 of them, though. So that's 6 of us in a Bronco going all the way back down to town, which is a good 20, 30-minute drive.
Huh.
Okay. So when I look at them, they for sure are intoxicated.
The dudes in the Bronco?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
For sure intoxicated. So I was like, but what else do we do? What do we do?
You risk your life, of course.
Naturally, I'm a teenage girl trying to get.
Heaven forbid you walk to the highway. Go ahead.
And what?
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm listening.
dark.
I'm sorry.
So many questions, babe.
Yeah.
Just let me tell my story.
All right.
So we get back. So we're driving down because their phone didn't work either. So we're driving down. It's like my curfew at this time was probably 10 or 11 o'clock, and it's at least midnight plus. So, but I don't even have service to call my mom and be like, sorry, we got stuck. So we come back down the mountain. I'm literally sitting on the middle console of this Bronco. Like I am taller than everybody else. Going down with these intoxicated men. I mean, they were enough that we could drive back. We got to Lehigh. And figured it out. And I was really late and I was really in trouble.
Did you call your mom and she came and picked you up? Or what did you do?
No, because we got back to my car. Oh. My car was at his house in Lehigh.
So you just jumped in your car and drove home, and he had to figure out a way to get his car.
Yep. I was like, deuces. Sorry, bro. That was so fun.
Thanks for the great
I don't think we ever even talked again.
Did he go to our same high school?
No.
Crazy.
No. He's a friend of a friend or whatever.
Man.
So that was fun.
Good date.
That was my bad date. Do you have any?
I'm sure. I'm sure I'm the cause of some really bad dates myself. I wasn't that big of a dipshit, though.
No doubt. Wasn't that crazy? Yeah.
No, I did some stupid stuff. I was just a different kind of dipshit, I guess.
Well, our first date was funny because I didn't know that it was a date.
Ours?
Yeah. But you counted as our first date, but I couldn't tell you what our first date was. The first time we hung out, though, was like...
We hung out like in a group, so it was kind of a date. It was like a group date thing.
Yeah, but I sat in the way back. Couldn't even... Anyway.
I thought I sat back there in the way back with you.
No, it was just meeting kids.
I remember being in the way back with you at one point, riding around.
You wish you were in the way back with me. You
Whatever.
wish. No.
Maybe it was later that night or something, just for a minute or something. So we went and watched a movie, right?
Yeah.
Did we at least sit by each other?
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Woohoo.
We did it.
Yay. I was working on being a better human when I met you.
Good job.
It
You were.
lived a little rough around the edges before we'd met.
That's okay.
So we
It worked out.
Did wholesome activities like watch Dumb and Dumber.
We did.
In groups.
At your aunt's house.
Thanks, Scott and Suze.
Which we're like besties now, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Back then, that's the craziest thing to think, though. Like, I just met her. We went there.
And now
she
you
had
guys
just
like work
had a
out
baby,
together.
too.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
probably
and now we're
Tage.
like besties. Anyway.
Girly was
funny.
probably, or Connor was like 2, I think, at the time, maybe.
Yeah.
Or no, it was probably Connor. And he gets
I
home from
think
his
it was-
mission in like a few months.
Yeah. Cute.
Connor or Tage, yeah.
Yeah. Cutie patooties. Anyway, well, we put out feelers to have people submit their bad date stories. So
Yeah.
we do have a couple extras. Are you ready?
Yeah, these are pretty good. Let's hear it.
Pretty dang good. Okay, so we had one that was submitted. She was a senior in high school, and she worked at like a local pizza joint. And so she was there, but it was like a sit-down pizza joint, right? So she was there working one night, and she had somebody come in and ask for her. Some dude come in and ask for her. And so her coworkers are like, hey, there's a guy up front looking for you. And so she goes up there, does not recognize him, not even a little bit. And she was all sorts of confused, and she's like, oh, hey, what can I do for you? And he's like, well, I know you don't know me. This is probably kind of weird, but it turns out he was like from a different high school even. He was a year younger than her, and he came to ask her to prom, to his
Sweet.
high school prom. And she's like, oh, she's like, I felt a little weird, but she like was always, the whole shame, like, oh, I don't want to make him feel bad or hurt his feelings. And she's always been told to not say no to guys for dates, whatever. So
Those are
she
different
said
times,
yes.
by the way.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I told
I
Maddie,
know,
I'm like, it's
because
okay.
I remember that.
She's like, some boy, he asked me for my number, and I said, did you give it to him? And she's like, yeah. And I said, you can say no, right? And
She's like,
one time she's like, yeah, I just didn't know like how to do it. I'm like, you just say no.
yeah.
You can be blunt to guys. It's okay. You can be a dick.
No.
Unless it's going to like really hurt them. But
Yeah.
just be like, no, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm dating myself right now.
I'm really working on myself.
I'm really working on myself. But good for her.
Anyway.
You know what? She helped him out, was nice to him, went on a date.
No.
They
Okay.
went to prom?
So she said yes to prom.
Okay.
And she gave him his number. And so he texted her shortly after. It was like, hey, should we go on a date before to get to know each other to the movies? And she's like, why are we going on a date to the movies? Like, I could not think of a worse place to go to, like, get to know somebody
Yeah.
than a movie. So,
This,
so he goes, he comes and picks her up.
hey, if you're in high school and you're listening to this, if clearly she's cute,
She's dang cute.
and she already said yes, dude. Don't screw it up
Don't
by,
ruin
by trying to go and impress her before. Just go on the date
go.
and see how it goes.
Yeah.
She already said yes. You got this.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So they go to the movie.
All right.
He picks her up. He's a gentleman, opens the door and everything for her. They get to the movie theater, and he goes and he says, can I get one ticket to, I think she said The Prince and Me. So this will tell you how long ago it was.
Okay.
The Prince and Me. And she's like, wait, one ticket?
At least it was a whole,some. He
Yeah,
bought one
right?
ticket.
He was going to have her buy her own ticket.
So crazy.
So she was like, I vividly remember having a conversation with my sister before. She's like, I just gotten my check from work and I hadn't cashed it yet. And I was like, do you think I'm going to need to cash my check so that I can have money to go, like, for a ticket just in case, whatever? And her sister's like, no, you'll be fine. Lo and behold, she was not fine. Okay. So he kind
Dudes,
of like
if you
looks
ask a chick on a
irritated.
date,
You're
pay.
paying.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I'm not even against to like,
If you want to
You know?
look like a dipshit, then let her pay. Okay? Or just make it clear in advance that, hey, this is a friend's
Yeah.
time. We're going to go talk about our relationship issues with
To
other
the
people.
movie.
And you buy your ticket and I'll buy mine. Otherwise, it's a date and you're buying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
You just got to be clear.
I know
up front.
times are changing and I haven't dated for years, but still.
He'd still pay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I buy my buddy's lunch a lot of times.
that's true.
And they'll buy mine.
Yeah,
And we're not even gay.
Sweet.
We're not even gay.
Aw.
Just letting everybody know that you just sometimes it's okay to buy stuff.
It's cute.
All right. But clearly this dude was
This was not the
budget
case.
conscious.
This is not the case. He looked irritated that she wouldn't have brought her money. And so
On a
then
date he asked her to go to.
Yeah,
And he's trying to impress her.
Yes, correct.
Guys,
This is all correct.
if this wasn't how long ago, this is a long time ago.
20 years ago.
Good. Okay. Hopefully he's learned from this.
Yeah. So she said, she's like, oh, I am so embarrassed. I didn't bring any money. And he's all irritated. And so they go to his car to try and like find any scrap of change that he has in his car to buy another movie ticket. And she said, to make it worse, the guy that was behind them comes out to them and says, this is out of control. I will buy her ticket. And goes up to the ticket counter, buys her ticket.
A stranger
And they
bought
go,
her ticket because he
stranger,
saw what was
complete-
going on.
Yep.
Holy embarrassing.
I'm like, that's embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she's embarrassed because she's like, oh, I don't know, but I feel like it's more embarrassing for him. So note to self. I mean, it's a movie ticket. It's not like it was like $100. Back then, especially, it was like, what, $5 probably?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was like out of control. So anyway, so then they get into the movie and he's trying to like cuddle up with her and hold her hand and do all that stuff. And she's just like putting her hands in her pocket and trying to be very unavailable.
Good.
And so he takes her home. They still end up going to prom after all this awkwardness. And
Holy
she says
cow.
she gets to prom and he's just like kind of ditches her the whole night. And she's like, this is not my prom even. So she's like, I spent a lot of the time in the bathroom and because she didn't know anybody. So she's just like
Sad.
hanging out. And she said that, they also went to the Roof, which is a really nice restaurant up in Salt Lake. Went to the Roof. And she like the whole time was like, worried that she'd be paying for her dinner.
Freaking traumatized.
Yeah. She's like, am I supposed to pay? Am I not? I'm sure she probably took money that round, right?
Oh
like
my
just
gosh.
to be safe.
Yeah.
Because, fool me once. But anyway, so they go to that and he ditches her. Well,
She was nice to even go to the prom.
Yes.
I would have been like, dude, you're not going.
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
was
yeah.
the dad and found out
I'd be
about
like,
this, I would
no,
have been like,
we're
tell
out.
that freaking clown.
Teenager. So anyway, so they go, and that's that. And she just never talks to him again. So but it doesn't end there. Okay. So she, like later in life, married, has children. She goes to work. She's sitting there doing her thing. And all of a sudden, in walks the new employee. It's homeboy from prom.
Like
Yes,
years later?
Years later. Like,
A new employee that
5
worked with
years,
she ended up
probably.
working with him?
yes, he like came in and started working at the job that she'd been working at.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Awkward.
It
I
was
can
awkward
only
fun?
imagine it's awkward.
They're like, hey, you're the douche that freaking
Remember that one time?
took me on
Remember that
2
one
dates and it was really
They were
good.
both really awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thanks for sharing your story with us.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
Sweet soul. You'll be blessed for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. You know this other one
Yeah.
because it's a relative of yours that it happened to. So you want to help me tell it?
I think you remember the details better than I do.
Okay, so it was like a Tinder date, right? And they just jump in if you remember any details that I don't remember.
Okay.
So Tinder date, they're meeting up, and again, what is with the movies? Like they met up to go to the movies. So, but it's their first date. So, but they meet and they saw each other walking into.
I think they
the
met
mall.
at Provo Mall to go to a date, do a date there because and she hadn't met him before, so she's like, it's public,
safe
and then
place.
I can, yeah,
Yeah, but a movie. Come on.
yeah.
Anyway, so they meet and they see each other in the parking lot beforehand. And they just say, hey, what's up? Whatever, walk in. They're a little early to the movie. And so they start walking around a little bit. And they're just asking questions back and forth. And what does he ask her? You tell me. Do you remember?
About the shoes?
Yeah.
So they'd already gone to the movie.
No, this is pre-movie.
Pre-movie.
They had time.
I know she said that he mentioned that he likes.
He asked her.
He likes watching girls put on high heel shoes or something.
So he asked her if she would go try on high heels for him.
And she thought it was a joke.
I
think she said. I honestly remember her saying, "I thought he was joking, so I laughed, and then I realized he was serious." And she's like, "Oh, I'm okay. Like I'm good, right? Something like that."
Yeah, no. Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
So it's like
Freaking
kind of little
run.
like awkward little things like that happen while they wait and walk around the mall waiting
thought
for
it
their
was a
movie.
joke. I wrote it in my diary that night.
That's the one.
Anchorman.
Here it is. Anyway, so they go to the movie and he's trying to get all like touch the hand or put the arm around and get all close. And she at this time is like weirded out. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
We just met, giving her major creep vibes. And so they go to leave the movie. She's just like, oh, I gotta go. Like, oh, I forgot that I had something, or made up an excuse to like beeline right after the movie. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, anyway, she gets out as fast as she can.
See you later.
And where does she, because remember,
They parked by each other.
they parked by each other. They saw each other coming in. So he knows where she parked.
Yeah.
So she just like went to like hide so that he didn't like follow her or something because the creeper vibes. So she goes to hide in what was her life choice in hiding spots?
It was like JCPenney, like in a.
Like the shower curtains or something.
Yeah, she was like hiding behind like appliances or something.
Wrapped up in a shower curtain or something, like just
Yeah.
hiding there. And she calls up her girlfriend and she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm hiding.
Like, how long do I
in the
wait
curtains
before I
at
go out to my car?
JCPenney's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like hiding there literally for like 15 to 20 minutes just so she doesn't have any like interaction and see him or whatever.
But wait, there's more.
So
right?
anyway, so she gets out to her car,
Takes
gets
off.
home, doesn't see him again.
Yeah.
So, but then there's more.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. She goes back with her husband years later. She's walking down the mall.
It was like a couple years, a
Lo
year or
and
two later. She had
behold.
met her husband, got married like shortly after she was married.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Lo and behold, she's walking past the shoe store. And guess who's in there? Having somebody try on some high heels.
That freaking creeper dude.
Creeper.
Maybe he had a foot thing.
Obviously.
I'll bet he'd buy your foot pics.
We should ask. Did we ask that?
I don't know. We talked
Moral
about
dilemma.
food fetishes on here. Or foot fetishes.
Moral
fetish.
dilemma question. Is it
Hold on. That's
morally
freaking
wrong?
messed up, by the way.
I know.
That's freaking messed up. That is freaking awful.
You know you made the right choice when you go back and
He's there at the
years
mall.
later.
How many girls had he like? Was he a serial
Did
killer?
not.
Did
I
he
don't know.
like?
I don't know, but she made the right choice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Man, I really want to hurt people sometimes. Does that make you, be violent?
You can't go there.
I
You
know.
can't go there.
Like, hopefully that's as weird as he is, and he just like
He just
doesn't
really
want to kill
likes
people and
Yeah,
use
yeah,
them
yeah.
as a lampshade or something.
Freaking leg lamp.
Yeah, leg lamp.
Ugh, things got weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Reverse. But hold on.
We've kind
Moral
of talked
dilemma.
about this.
Our feet pics. Is that morally wrong to sell your feet pics?
I think you should
Let
decide
us
how
know.
you feel about it. Oh, yeah, let us know. Shoot us a DM if you think selling feet pics is okay.
Listen,
We're looking for multiple streams of income.
That's what they always tell me.
Yeah.
Multiple streams of income. Anyway, I wouldn't do it, but
Yeah. I actually do have an embarrassing. This
Go.
has to do with
So
some money and
excited.
being able to pay for a date when I was
Oh,
with you.
yeah.
I will tell this one because it's actually kind of funny that so we went to like Little America or one of those. It was like a nicer restaurant, quote
Yeah.
unquote, downtown that we went to for prom. And I think I had taken like $100 or $150 because I'm like, this will be enough for our dinner and whatever.
yeah.
And shout out to my buddy Matt Cox. He's a freaking stud. He took a Down syndrome girl to prom that year. Remember that?
Literally the cutest.
And
thing
he drove
I've
by
ever.
us, and he looked over and he starts laughing, and his date had fallen asleep on
Yeah,
the drive.
like head back, mouth
She was
open.
so cute.
Oh my
She
gosh,
had
it
this
was the
like
cutest
sequin,
thing ever.
green sequin dress on. Do you
I
remember
don't
that?
remember
I
the
still
dress.
remember
That's
like
so
I
cute.
remember it vividly, like him driving by us, and
he
he was
drove
laughing, and she
separate
was
just
like,
in case she needed to go sooner or whatever, right?
yeah.
He was so
Straight up
sweet.
had a nap in the car on the way up there. We all get there, we sit down and we eat, and they only gave us one menu. And like I'm used to eating, like going out to dinner for me was like
Yeah.
McDonald's was a treat, right? So I'm
We're
thinking
like
like,
chicken fingers and fries.
yeah. I'm like, ooh, look at this fancy place. Like we
Yeah.
know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Well, I see like two things on the menu, and I remember thinking, so there's duck and there's this other thing, and
We probably couldn't even read what the other thing was, so it was a toss up whether.
yeah, I think that's what it was. I honestly were like, I don't know what the hell that is, so
Yeah,
I'll
because
just
I
order the
remember
duck.
I ordered the duck too, and I'm like, no way.
I don't even like duck.
I didn't never tried duck. It
Let's
was
go for it.
not good.
I think it for being duck, it wasn't that bad. I remember, like, I don't think we even hardly ate it.
But remember, I didn't eat anything. I mean, like, you think that I'm picky now.
But it was like $100 a plate for this freaking duck. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I thought this was going to be like maybe 50, 60 bucks a plate. Like, I don't have enough money to buy this.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? And so a few of the guys like get up to go to the bathroom. And I'm thinking, I got to tell Matt, I need like 50 bucks.
Or somebody, like,
Somebody, yeah.
pull the friends to
Yeah.
put it together.
Before I can even tell him in the bathroom, Chase, I think, was there. And he's like, he goes, dude, I don't have enough money to cover this bill. And I'm like, oh, good, dude. Was just going to ask you guys. I'm like, I don't have enough money to cover my bill either. Like, what am I going to do? And
yeah.
I go, Matt, I'll pay you back, dude. As soon as I'll pay you back on Monday. I didn't realize this was going to be like $100 a person.
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
And so he spotted us and paid for it. But then I found out after that other people had asked for another menu, like a cheaper menu. And I'm like,
What?
yes. And I remember thinking like, what the hell? Like we ended up with they gave us like two options and they were $100 a plate, but they have a whole other menu that was like, had way better food on it.
They suckered
And
us. They
ate-
knew what they were doing.
Oh, dude,
with
they
us
totally
teenage
did. I'm like,
kids.
we almost
No
had to
doubt.
eat and run on your asses because we couldn't afford to pay for this, you know?
I'm so sorry. I had no idea, so you played
I didn't
cool.
want to. Yeah,
Good
I had to
job.
play it cool. I'm like, I can't tell her that. I'm so embarrassed about it.
And you probably didn't tell me until we were like married, though.
Yeah, I don't remember,
It was a
but
hot minute. I don't recall.
yeah, I think that's the only day we almost had to eat and run on. But
Could you imagine eating and running at prom?
oh man, I'd be
You're
like,
like,
hey,
"Hey, let's
listen, just walk fast, okay? That
Yeah,
actually
I
would have been a
paid.
funnier story, to be honest. But we did. We paid and went, and then I super seniored it, and we made sure we did that one right.
Yeah, that was fun.
We did we took a limo and ate it. We ate at the roof on that day, didn't we?
No, we ate P.F. Chang's, I think.
Did we?
I think so. Or over by P.F. Chang's. I don't remember.
I honestly don't remember where we ate.
That's okay. It wasn't the food. It was the presents.
It was my
That
present.
mattered. Yes. It
Had a
was.
little chin beard that you really
Oh my gosh.
loved. It was your favorite.
You asked me. You bleached it.
Had it been bleached at that time?
Yeah. And so you're like,
No,
hey,
it was bleached before that, but I don't think I bleached it at that time.
okay. Either way,
Yeah.
you're like, hey, do you want me to shave it? Or like, what do you think? And I'm like, you can't see it. So whatever you want to do.
You're good, bro.
So you look at our pictures. I'm such a brat. I can't believe I said that to you, but I really did.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, actually.
But you look at our pictures, you can't see it. And you didn't shave.
You can see it a little. I'll be honest, I'm not going to defend it because I purposely don't grow facial hair for that reason. And it itches and everything. So
Yeah, I don't
I've had
like it
buddies
either.
like, hey, no shave November. I'm like, I look awful. When you do see it, it looks bad. Okay. My dad can grow a gray beard. Most of my uncles can.
My brothers can grow a great beard in 24 hours.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
One day I might be a man.
Whatever.
It'd be so awesome.
It's a blessing,
Yeah.
my brothers would say.
Oh, all right.
Because they have
It's
to,
just
like,
annoying. It's
the
like I
5
just want to
o'clock
like
shadow, they got to freaking shave again.
yeah, I almost just want to go
At
get I should
noon.
just go get LASIK done and just have it done
Yeah.
because it's just annoying. That's all.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's filled in a little more since I was 16.
Now that we're talking about your beard,
It's
we
too
got
bad.
way off track. But it's
Super
good.
seniored it to prom and took
You
you.
did, I
So we did
know.
it. We got a second chance and I did it right.
Really right. It
Thank
was
you.
awesome. Thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you. That was so nice of you to let me take you.
I know.
Spend probably the only $300 I had that night.
Probably. Thanks. It worked out, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Worth it.
Yeah. Well, good stories.
You're
That's
the
funny.
best.
Man, I know there's going to be some good day
It's
stories.
so
I've probably
weird.
blocked it all out.
It's like that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that is crazy, huh?
Yeah. We're old. We just had birthdays.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't even do an update. We just had birthdays
Yeah, this week has
We had
been gnarly.
3 birthdays. I was out of town in Georgia.
Yeah, last Saturday, Jess left to Georgia, got back at 1:30 in the morning Thursday.
Killed it.
You crushed it out there, and while you were gone, it was Gwen's birthday, so today's Sunday, July 2nd. But you left, we went to the movies last week. We went and saw Elemental. It was a cute movie.
Yeah.
And
For Gwen's birthday.
For Gwen's birthday, Allie and we went with little Emmy, our niece, and Allie and Weston. We went and saw a movie there. 2 days, so she's the 25th, I'm the 27th, and you're the 29th.
Yep.
So we celebrated your birthday on Thursday, hung out, went
We
bowling.
We didn't really do yours.
Yeah, the kid Maddie made me a giant pancake, and we ate your syrup that you made that was
and
left
I
over.
did get you a cake. I bought you a cake for your birthday.
You didn't even call me on my birthday. You didn't even call me.
I did
You
text
texted
you.
me.
I'm
Thanks.
sorry, that day was literally...
You know what? Don't worry about it.
Oh
no, that's the
Lord.
day that your
That was
niece
the
got
wedding.
married. I will let it slide this one
Thank
time.
you, sorry.
Honestly, I don't even want to celebrate my birthday.
I know, that's...
38, bro.
You're so old.
Shit.
Somebody asked me today, they're like, how old are you? And I'm like, Hayden just turned 38. Like, calculating in my head.
Who asked you?
Labrum.
LA? Oh.
I'm like,
That's funny.
37.
I'm an old bit.
She's like, you're so young. And I'm like, I don't feel like it.
You're so young. Enjoy 37 because once you're 38, it is like super old.
I know, I was on the train and I was like making it on the train at the airport.
Yeah.
And it's like for the seating area, there's like the seating area on the ends of the tram or whatever. Each cargo station. What do you call it?
I don't know what you
Each
just said.
section of the train. There
Okay.
on each end of
The
it,
carts?
there's the seat, right? Cart. That's the
Train
one.
cart?
Nailed it. Anyway, and it said the
I don't know that I did. It doesn't
that those
feel right, but
spaces-
okay.
those spaces are for like seniors and children or whatever, priority first.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not old. I'm not even 37 yet. It was like the day before my birthday.
You're so
I'm
funny.
not even 37.
You're so funny.
Anyway, so
You had
it
fun?
was crazy. And you ended up taking the 3 children that were there. Jack went to scout camp, and you took 3 of the children to the doctor.
Oh, yeah, I
they're
took 3
complaining
kids. They complain of sore throats and everything. So the only person they gave antibiotics to was Gwen. And then you just took, Maddie woke up today and her throat was like worse than it's been all week.
Totally closed off almost. I felt bad.
I gave her ibuprofen and leftover amoxicillin that we had. I'm like, you
did give her some?
I told you that. I texted you that I did.
Oops.
Shh, don't tell anyone. But they tested her and she has strep, so she's up in our room sleeping right now. And I'm sure it'll just pass around. Pass it around.
Well, Gwen's on antibiotics, so it won't go to her.
Taz says
at
he's
least.
feeling better.
So
I haven't gotten sick. Jack says he's feeling good, and you're good, so we're good.
we Gucci.
We Gucci. Please.
Heaven help us. So anyway,
But, yeah. Fat
Thanks
Cats
for doing
bowling.
that.
That was fun with the kids.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, thank you.
Yeah, it was good. Worked out. So
Anyway,
good times. Thank you. Anything
Thank
else?
I think that's it. I love you.
Okay. Love you most.